The following presentation is brought to you by Y Sports. It's NFL time. It's NFL playoff time.
It's playoff time. Last night felt like a playoff game, that's for sure.
I know. It's the NFL Week 18. It's the game before the playoffs. And today's games decides who's going to be in the playoffs. I mean, we do know that the Baltimore Ravens are the number one seed. We do know the 49ers are the number one seed. We got the Dolphins figured out. We got the Cowboys figured out. We're going to AFC. We're going to NFC. The Chiefs are in. The Lions are in. You know, but last night we seen a hell of a game where the Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts, and Laura was cheering at the top of her lungs. Tell us about that, Laura.
I sure were. I sure was. Oh, gosh. So you went inside to go get some ice, and at that exact moment, Stroud threw that 71-yard pass and
first play of the game. Like, if you blinked your eyes, you missed
yeah.
a touchdown. It was like, damn, it's going to be a blowout.
It was like Hail Mary right there, and then right then and there, like showing we have shown up. Get ready. We're coming.
Yeah, and then at the very end of the game, it was interesting. Like, Fairbairn missed a freaking extra point, and it looked like that was going to be what cost them the game potentially.
That was weird.
But then fourth down, the Indianapolis Colts running back missed that little 10-yard pass or something to pick up that first down, and I feel sorry for him. I mean, that's something that you take on for the rest of your career, like when you go to another team. And who is it? I don't know of his name, but it's that guy that dropped the pass that one time. It cost the Colts the whole season. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, do you ever live that one down? But
I was surprised that Fairbairn missed because he was like 36 of 37 in the whole season, and he misses that one. I bet the nerves, just gets with everybody at that point in the game.
Mm-hmm. I tell you another game yesterday, the only game that I picked incorrectly, I was 75% picking yesterday, but even though the Pittsburgh Steelers playing in the rain, playing the Baltimore Ravens, they were favored to win by 3 points because the Ravens really didn't even need to win the game at all. It was just a pointless game, but they were still playing to win. But for some reason, I did not get the Pittsburgh Steelers correct that they would win. And unfortunately, there was a little injury yesterday. And in T.J. Watt, who knows what's going on with him? Apparently, it's a level 3 ankle ACL sprain. So not good news, but
not good news.
It's black and yellow.
Wow.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.
Yeah.
You're listening to Kingdom Radio.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Well, the black and yellow, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the playoffs. That everyone thought that was just no way. There was no scenario that the Pittsburgh Steelers were ever going to make it to the playoffs. Laura and I experienced this in person 2 years ago. Ben Roethlisberger's very last game, 4% chance of going to the playoffs. We flew into Pittsburgh for Ben Roethlisberger's last game. He played the Cleveland Browns. They actually won that game. They went to Baltimore the next week on the road, won that game, made it into the playoffs just to get their ass kicked by the Chiefs. But they made it to the playoffs, and here we go again. It's the Cinderella story. Here we go. The Pittsburgh Steelers are also in the playoffs. So that's what news is as far as what's going on right now.
But Brittany and Stella are super happy about the whole Steeler thing. So, we are a house divided in 5 different ways.
Yeah, Steelers handled their business. 17-10. That Mason Rudolph connection to Johnson, that one pass for that touchdown, that was the deciding factor of the game. But I think out of all the games today, the game that really has the most significance, in my opinion, is the Jaguars and the Titans. Now, if the Titans win, the Cleveland Browns are coming to Houston, Texas, and our buddy Scott is going to come watch the game with us in Houston, where the Houston Texans will be hosting the Cleveland Browns. So we're looking forward to that if that happens.
Yeah, Scott, I'm sorry. If it's brown, flush it down.
If it's brown, flush it down. Yeah. Yeah. When we were in Pittsburgh, yeah. But that's probably the most significant game and most playoff implications. But let's do some picks, Laura. Let's do some picks. So we have Atlanta Falcons. They're at the New Orleans Saints. The spread is, minus 3 points. What have we got right here? You want New Orleans -3, or what are we talking about here?
I guess I really haven't really paid attention enough because of our busyness of who's doing well and who's not. But why not? Let's do it.
You taking the Saints?
I'll take
Me
the
too.
Saints. I like the Saints.
The Saints -3. That's what I was thinking too. And then when you're talking about what are we talking about here?
The Browns and Bengals.
Cleveland Browns is playing the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals, if you think that they're going to win, you have to lay 7.5 points. So you take the Browns and 7.5 that are already in the playoffs. It doesn't matter if they win. It doesn't matter what's going on. Joe Flacco is being rested. You have all the bench warmers out there, the second string that are playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is also out. So over in that one, Bengals -7.5.
Whatever happened to Joe Burrow? Did you ever find that one out? Because that's something that we didn't know was what had happened.
What had happened was
he got hurt. He got hurt somehow, maybe.
He got hurt. Man, there's a flag on the play.
Hold up. The hell you just say? We the boys.
The previous statement is under review. Time out.
Let's see what happened to old Joe Burrow over there. His little details.
Something about injury opens legal recourse is the first.
Something about his wrist. I mean, that sounds like after hours injury. Let's see here. It looks like he was done on a medical procedure in Pennsylvania on his right wrist. And he suffered that in the Bengals' 34-20 loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday, November 16th.
Wow, he's been out for a bit.
And the head coach, Zach Taylor, announced that Burrow's season was over the very next day. So he's out for the season, apparently, and moving right along. On that one over there, I'll lay the points and you know what? I'll take the Cleveland Browns +7.5 on that one.
Oh.
We're going to take the Browns +7.5, and that's a lock.
And that's a lock.
Browns +7.5, putting that in the books. All right, so moving along, we got Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the Tennessee Titans. I would like to see the Tennessee Titans win. I don't really care about what's going on. I just want to see Jacksonville lose because of the playoff implications. What teams get to go to the playoffs? What teams get to play what teams? If the Jaguars lose this game and the Titans prevail, the Houston Texans did whip that ass last week.
Yes.
I mean, they whipped that ass. It was a spanking. But they definitely whipped that ass last week. But I'm looking for the Tennessee Titans to rebound. I'll take the Titans.
We'll see that.
+3.5 against Jaguars.
I would like to do that as well. I just don't like the Titans' numbers. They're really sucky because they suck.
Yeah, well. And then we have our buddy Mike Zuzak. He likes the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's actually on the way to China right now.
I saw that.
Yeah.
They do. The Titans do have a good record at home, so maybe they could pull it off.
Yeah, well, we're moving along already. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. You can take the Panthers +4.5, or you can go with Tampa Bay in Week 18. Who do you like there?
I'm looking here. I'm looking at some stats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's going to be the Bucs.
Yeah, I like the Bucs too. Let's take the Bucs in this game. It's the Bucs -4.5. The Bucs are the favorites. Let's do the Bucs -4.5. That's definitely a lock.
And that's a lock.
Now let's talk about the team that's probably the most hated team. But now that Tom Brady's not on the team, you kind of feel sorry for him. Bill Belichick is potentially playing for his coaching career. We got the Jets and the New England Patriots coming up next. We have the Patriots at home are the favorites by 1.5, which is pretty much like a pick'em game. It's even up, but the Jets and the Patriots. The over/under is 30.5. I don't know if I want to pick the game, but I want to say that this Winter storm is coming in, 30.5. They're saying it's going to be a low-scoring game. I like the New England Patriots over here. Let's go Pats. And let's go Pats minus 1.5.
I'll take the Jets on that one.
Oh, Laura has Jets.
They're both at the bottom of the fishbowl. So, but
well, this is not a meaningless game. This is a game that they want to win. I mean,
of course,
there's no playoff implications, but there's just pride at the stake, and everyone is playing as a personal. As a person that wants to play on another team next year, you have stuff on tape, and this is your career, and this is your resume. This is the last game of the season that you show off what you're capable of. Just in case you're not on that team, you need to find another team. You don't want to go out limping and half speed and putting a half effort in, half-assing it through the next season. You want to finish strong and show that you're, capable of winning. It's just that season or that team wasn't the right one. So I think you put it all on tape, and I see the Patriots. I like the defensive player that they have on their linebacker, the old guy with the big old Troy Polamalu long hair. I mean, he's really been impressive this year. I see for just one play being the play that changes the game. I like the Patriots minus 1.5, and Laura likes Benny and the Jets. So moving right along, we have the Minnesota Vikings. Our buddy Turkelson. He likes the Minnesota Vikings. What's up, Turk? And we have the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have been on freaking fire. The Minnesota Vikings got their ass whipped like something crazy on New Year's Eve. I felt sorry for everyone who was in the stands on New Year's Eve. You went to the game on New Year's Eve just to watch the Green Bay Packers handle them all the way throughout the game. Luckily, the game was over, and you still had time to go to a party or something. But Chris Collinsworth calling the game. It was over at halftime, and I think this one also is going to be a blowout. I like Detroit Lions minus 3.5. What's up?
Yeah.
And Detroit had Cowboys last week. That freaking call with the refs and who reported and who didn't report. And I've watched a bunch of different scenarios of what should have happened or, breaking that down. But I really feel like the Detroit Lions won that game, but it was taken from them, and the Cowboys won. And I think the Detroit Lions, even though, they're in the playoffs already, they do have the number 3 seed in the NFL NFC playoff picture there. I think that they're going to handle business in Minnesota either way. So we got Detroit laying 3 points. And then moving right along, we have the Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The Bears are at home. The Bears are the favorites, the 3-point favorite. I mean, who you like there? I don't know. Fields looks good, man. The other day when he was hit by 5 or 6, 7 people and Fields was still going and things, what everyone was saying on the news is they're making it impossible to get rid of Fields. Even though at the beginning of the season, he's saying, hey, there's a problem with the coaches, and they're trying to put him on the bench. And then there's a big thing with the leadership and the ownership of the Bears and the Chicago Bears, and then he's beefing with them, but then he's playing so good. Fields is playing so good, you can't get rid of him. You have to get rid of the leadership, because if the two can't get along, you can't get rid of Fields, and he's proven that. I think he'll prove that again today. I like the Bears plus 3.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
All right, so going past that one, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Everyone knows that I'm a Washington Commanders fan. Washington Commanders fan. I mean, I'm a Washington Commanders fan, and the fact that all of the Dallas Cowboy fans are just going to tee off on the Washington Commanders. I mean, I think the only W that the Washington Commanders have is on their helmet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're going to take a loss, but are they going to lose by 2 touchdowns? And I think, unfortunately, the answer is yes. I mean, they're probably going to lose by at least 2 touchdowns. It's going to be hard to watch. It's going to be kind of close at halftime where you think there might be a chance they might be able to come back and do something. The Cowboys are already in the playoffs, but I still think they beat the Washington Commanders by more than 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, it's sad, man.
I think so.
But, yeah, unfortunately.
Let's see if it's time for Dak to choke or not.
Choke.
He always chokes right around this time.
Oh.
It's almost like...
Sounds like... And let's do the Commanders plus 13.5.
I mean, you can't not root for the home team, buddy. You just can't. And
Well, really, if you're gambling, you should never gamble on your favorite team because you're always biased.
You're always biased for that one. But you do have the whole, the Cowboys always choke in the first week in playoffs, and maybe this is their week.
Well, this is a rival game. I mean, if the Commanders or the Washington Redskins, let's just say that here. If the Washington Redskins only won one game and they beat the Cowboys and they prevented the Cowboys from going to the playoffs, that would be like a winning season in the eyes of the Washington Redskins. I mean, it really is.
They really
Seriously.
is. They don't care. It's like,
but this
I'll
one,
take it down.
they can't knock them out. Only thing they can do is just beat the beat the Cowboys, and then they can say, at least I beat the Cowboys. That's a big thing, for the previous ownership of the Redskins, the tradition of the Redskins. Does the new ownership think the same way? And Michael Magic Johnson and all that, do they feel the same way about the traditions of the Redskins or the Commanders? I don't know. But as a Washington Redskins fan, whip the Cowboys. I mean, that would just make my day. But I don't think it's going to happen. But let's just take the Redskins, the Commanders more specifically, and 13.5 points. Now, moving on, we have the Seattle and Arizona. What do you like on that one, Laura?
I like the Cardinals.
You like the Cardinals?
I don't like the Seahawks. So, but it's going to be the Seahawks. I mean, let's be real.
So you like the Seahawks minus? I don't know. I mean, Arizona's looking pretty good. Neither one of them going to the playoffs.
They're just kind of. It's one of those. It's like the.
It's a pick 'em.
It's like the Patriots Jets game. It's kind of whatever.
All right. I tell you what. I'm going to leave that game alone.
All right. Let's leave it alone.
I'm off of the Cardinals. I mean, it's just. I don't know. When I was watching the Seahawks the other day, and then also watching the highlights, I mean, they look dominant going down the field there. But then again, the Arizona Cardinals also show signs of glimmers of hope, that fans can hang their hat on, say, we might do something next year. So, we'll leave that game alone. The Rams. The Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, obviously we're talking about division games. We're talking about California. We're talking about two teams that are very close to each other. They're both there in, California. By the way, Laura and I are going to L.A. next month.
Yeah, for like 24 hours.
We're going for like 24 hours, and then we're coming back in 2 weeks and going to stay there for another 24 hours. But get closer to the mic. I like the San Francisco 49ers at home, even though they are the number one seed in the playoffs. They have nothing to play for whatsoever. That's what makes me think the Rams, who are also in the playoffs, and the number 6 seed, I think the Rams are going to play and win this game because the 49ers have absolutely nothing to play for, with the exception of pride. I like the Rams plus 5 points here. But it's gonna be like a game of the backups.
And that's a lock.
All right, moving on. We got East Coast, baby. We got East Coast. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the New York Giants. The Eagles and the Giants. The Eagles are definitely in the playoffs at the number 5 seed. They're playing in New York. The Giants, if you want the Giants, you can take 5.5 points on them. What do you like on that, Laura?
It's probably going to be the Eagles. I don't know.
Without Jalen Hurts, without the starters?
That's what I was just thinking. No, I'm like sitting there second guessing if they
But then against the Giants can't beat anybody but the Redskins. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think you have another. It's the Giants, and you get 5.5 points with the Giants at home. I don't know. The Philadelphia Eagles haven't been playing very good here lately, but. I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles. The Eagles minus 5.5 on this one. Minus 5.5. All right, moving right along. We got 3 more games to go. We have the Denver Broncos, who just got eliminated from the playoffs. If that's not news, they are not in the playoffs. I mean, I think everyone kind of knew that the Denver Broncos, there's no chance that they're going to the playoffs, but there was a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Now there's no chance. They were eliminated last night with a win by the Texans. But the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders, you can take the Raiders, and you can also minus 3 points, lay 3 points with the Raiders. I think that's a good idea. The Broncos, there's just a big problem with the Broncos and Russell Wilson. They just don't like Russell Wilson there, and they want to get rid of him. They have him on the bench. And why? So they don't have to pay him when he gets his bonuses on his contract? Or, I mean, it's actually the NFL Players Association has actually jumped in there like in a grievance thing, a lawsuit about why they benched Russell Wilson. And it's a whole big mess. I like the Raiders there, -3.
I'll agree with that one.
-3, and I think that's a lock.
And that's a lock.
All right, 2 more. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chiefs are already in the playoffs. Are the number 3 seed right now for the AFC, so they are in. The Chiefs and the Chargers is the pick'em game. If you want the Chargers, you're laying 3.5 points. They are the favorites at home. But then you have Travis Kelce, and you have what's his number 1 fan that's always there?
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I forgot.
Taylor Swift.
I know, I'm just kidding. I didn't forget.
Taylor Swift.
What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift will be there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Kansas City Chiefs are the 3 seed, but there's no really reason to play and get hurt. I like the Chargers there, -3.5.
Okay.
Chargers.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
What? Well, I mean, it's week 18.
I know, it's week
everyone's
18.
resting. Yeah.
Let's
I mean, this is the reason why
rest,
fantasy
retire.
football doesn't go into week 18, because all the starters and the big players aren't playing because it's meaningless games or it's playoff implications. There's no playoff implication here. It's a meaningless game, and you're not going to see Kelce. He'll probably be up there with Taylor Swift watching the game. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what's up there. All right, anyway, so the last one is Buffalo and Miami. There is some playoff implications there. Buffalo and Miami. Buffalo needs some help. Buffalo needs to win, and you're in. Buffalo needs to win this game to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So is Buffalo going to win? I got my money on Buffalo beating Miami. -2.5. Buffalo's definitely the favorite. Miami's already in the playoffs. Buffalo's trying to get to the playoffs. So if you're looking for a lock, Buffalo -2.5, I think that is definitely a lock.
And that's a lock.
And that's all we have for you right there. My wife, Laura, the Rock and Roll Rebel show, Dan Scott is not available today. So these are our picks with I'm Ron, my beautiful wife, Laura, Y Sports. Definitely tune in to us. If you want to check us out online, it's YKingdomRadio.com, Kingdom Radio, Y Sports. Check out our new logo, the football helmet. And we're doing big things.
The following presentation is brought to you by Y Sports.
Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy Sunday, and we'll be coming back to you when we're talking about the NFL playoff picture next week.